All right, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation, it's our Craft Chest here, and today is day 6. I know I haven't reported in a couple of days because really there's not been a whole lot eventful going on, but today I'm going to give you a day 6, my day off review of the Wastelands and how it's going out there with the apocalypse, because today I had to go to town and try to get supplies. And so I got up relatively early. I did sleep in a little bit after my alarm went off because it was nice and cool. Didn't have to run the AC, as you probably hear in the background. It is a little bit warmer now, so turn that on, and it was quiet. So I slept in a little bit. I got about 9:30-ish. So I got up, got going, got my coffee, and I was like, well, before it gets too late, let me not mess around. Let me jump in the shower, get dressed, let's go to town and try to get some supplies before everybody else wakes up, because I've noticed that all of the main bodies of people go to town afternoon. I don't know why that is. I don't know why people are waiting until afternoon to do this, but I hit it about mid-morning and was going to see if there was a line at Walmart, and if there was, and they had all that foolishness going on, I was just going to scrub the whole thing and just deal with it. But there wasn't, and I got in there relatively easy. Got some fresh buggies somebody was wiping down, and went inside for my monthly now supplies, because other than filling up on chicken, and we'll get there in a minute, I pretty much got everything that I need to last a month or more for me, hopefully. As long as I'll go gorging on everything, it should comfortably have a couple of meals a day for about a month. And whenever I made it over to the chicken counter, and that's all it was the chicken counter. There wasn't any chicken to be found. Fresh chicken. As far as boneless, skinless chicken breast, skin-on chicken breast, bone-in chicken breast, chicken breast. But they did have about 3 or 4 little lonely packs of chicken tenderloins that people weren't buying because they're $1 more per pound. And the chicken loin is that little strip that usually cut down that little line right there. That's that little strip, like the filet mignon of the chicken. And I was like, I got an air fryer now, and I've actually learned how to use it, and I was going to get some air fry and some shake and bake and what have you. Let's do some of these for right now, and then we'll come back and get some actual chicken breasts whenever the plants start ramping up production again, because there's a lot of chickens out there waiting to get to the grocery store. And tomorrow they're supposed to be ramping up distribution and getting back into the plants and getting back to getting the poultry shipped out. So I was like, hey, as far as everything, we'll just bulk up on other things for right now, just in case this doesn't happen. So I got 2 packs of the tenderloins, which was roughly just under 6 pounds, and I'll separate those up into pound bags. And so I got my basic supplies that I need. I bought a box of Ziplocs. They had like a 60-pack of freezer bags, the Great Value brand, for like $2.68 or something. I was like, that stuff is cheap over there. I don't even know what's going on with that. So I bought a box of that, aluminum foil, paper towels, toilet paper, because they did have a decent supply of all of it. Dishwashing liquid, etc. and so forth. Got my basics out of the way. Fish food, fish snacks over here. Got them some shrimp this time for their snacks during the day. And I moved on over into the grocery section. Got my butter, got my cheese, got my sausage. They had a big old packs of sausage. I had to go back and reach into the nether regions of the cooler over there, but they had my Conica sausage in the 2-pound packs, and so I got a couple of those for my red beans and rice and grilling and whatnot. And then I made it down to the chicken counter. Oh, and that's all there was. So I was like, let me wait until the crowd gets away from the beef counter, and I'll go around there and get me another roll of that beef, and we just won't grill. We'll just use that, cut it up into burgers for the air fryer. We'll cut it up into pound packs to make something else, maybe You know, add that to a red beans and rice and stretch it out even farther. Got 1 pack of dirty rice left in there. I might be able to do that. And coming up with a couple ideas. Maybe even hit up on the hamburger helper counter. So that's what I was going to do. Roll around there, and there is like very little hamburger, whether it's in the packs or rolls. They didn't have any of the 5-pound packs, the rolls that I've been getting. And if you have seen, like especially today on Twitter, I posted out that picture, girth, because I ended up having to get a 10-pound roll of ground chuck. Now, I'm not complaining about that because it will get cut up, it'll get bagged, it'll get frozen, and we will use that, you know, throughout the duration of the apocalypse. Normally, I don't eat a lot of beef, okay? I just recently, since the apocalypse, started adding beef into my rotation, and it's actually stretched my food out quite a bit. All right, I think I mentioned that in the last video where, you know, I'm kind of proud that between the sausage, burger, and chicken, I haven't had to go to town for a month for groceries. And I'm going to have to sneeze here in just a moment. I can feel it. Why? In the middle of the vlog. But anyway, since there's a chicken shortage, I was like, why not? Let's go ahead and get this 10-pound pack. $35 later, I have 10 pounds of ground chuck. But I was like, what am I going to do with this? Because I can't just eat hamburgers every day. I guess I could. You know, I could do like the hamburgers and make like taco meat. And, you know, I do buy a couple of packs of tortillas. You know, I could do the fajita thing with them and put that seasoning in there. I don't know. I could come up with a couple of different things. But I don't do a whole lot of hamburger helpers. So I was like, let me cruise over to this hamburger helper aisle. And the reason why I don't, I couldn't tell you the last time I made one. If you guys have noticed, and gals out there have noticed, none of my cooking videos involve anything that's anything related to a hamburger helper. Red beans and rice excluded, but that's completely different. You know, that was just something I added to because I didn't have ground sausage, and I was going to try to beef it up a little bit to make it stretch. But I don't do a whole lot of hamburger helpers because of the sodium content. I despise how much sodium they put in those things. I would rather it be low sodium and add salt for taste to a meal like that. They're just way too salty, man. They got so much salt to have you heart chunking. And you don't even have heart problems, man. That stuff is just ridiculous. But I was like, I got to do something. There's really nothing else I could do but to go over there and check it out. And I'm glad I did because there's a couple of meals over there that were on the top shelf. The top shelf was full. The bottom counter was empty. I don't know why. But the Great Value brand was up here. And I saw it right there. Ah, Philly cheesesteak hamburger helper by Great Value. What? I was like, I love Philly cheesesteak. I looked on the box. I was like, what? And I was trying to find one that doesn't require milk. That's the other reason why I don't really fool with it. Because I can buy a half a gallon of milk, have 5 boxes of cereal, and the milk always goes bad before I even touch the cereal. I'm just not a big cereal and milk person. And just not part of my diet. You know what I mean? Milk's just not part of it. So I try to find things that don't require milk, no matter what it is. Even rice dishes, some of them called like that broccoli and chicken rice for that casserole requires milk, but I don't add it. I substitute it. That's another reason why I substituted with the chicken broth off the baked chicken. But let's stay with this hamburger helper. So I'm looking through all these boxes, and the Great Value brand across the top, none of them required milk. So I was like, I'm going to get 2 Philly cheesesteak because I have a feeling that's going to be good. I hope it is. Didn't look at the sodium content, didn't care. All I saw was Philly cheesesteak. Then they had another one, you know, just straight up like hamburger helper. There was a lasagna one, and I forget what the other one was. And I'm not going to get up and go get it, but there was another one. I was like, oh, that sounds good too. So I got 4 boxes of Great Value brand hamburger helper, and these are some pretty chunky boxes. I should have actually got one. Should I go get it? Is it okay? Because it's already going to be a long vlog. Let me go grab one right quick. Let me grab this. Oh, yeah, cheeseburger. Ah, man, I might as well grab this. Yeah, I don't know what it was. So here we go. Cheeseburger helper. So we got, let me leave the name off. Cheeseburger helper. Is that the cheeseburger helper? Yeah. No, that's the Philly cheesesteak helper. And here is just the straight up cheeseburger helper. So we got Philly cheesesteak and cheeseburger, and I know the green screen's freaking out right now, but that's okay. The virtual green screen, brought to you by VCAM by XSplit. But anyway, I got these right here. And let's look at the sodium content. Since I went through all that, 920 milligrams of sodium, everybody. That's why I don't fool with this stuff. Because I don't add a lot of salt to my dishes. I really don't. If you've ever noticed, I add to taste and that's it. I like to control the salt content. Just never have been. Because I don't like that thirsty feeling after you eat something. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's been to Chick-fil-A and you had any of their burgers, what are their burgers? Listen at me. Chick-fil-A and burgers, everybody. Chick-fil-A and you've eaten one of their sandwiches, you always suck down that drink as fast as you can because that stuff's salty. You know, fast food in general is salty. But something about certain foods, you can just taste the salt, taste the soda. Man, I hate that. Over-salted food. I don't know why. You know, I'm more of a right there level neutral flavor to bland, I guess, in certain things. Less whenever I'm grilling, because that's just flavor plenty right there. But with dishes like this, I don't like heavy sodium in my stuff. Does that make sense? And I'll even buy low sodium things, and I don't even have to. Because of, I like the natural flavors. Bottom line. Let's just leave it at that. So I got a couple of those. I got 3 boxes of it. I thought I got 4, but I got 3 boxes of it. And 4 boxes of red beans and rice. Because, like I said, I'm a one-trick pony when it comes to things, man. It's me here, you know, right now, and it makes plenty to stretch out. So there we go. So there's a chicken shortage, but sausage and hamburger is holding in there. It's holding in there. So that's what we're going to be doing. And all the rest of the supplies that I got, and I did get some Great Value brand pizzas. Now, I've done a test over this time frame where I just don't feel like cooking, so I always have that go-to frozen thing that I can throw in the oven. And I'll either do those Tyson honey battered chicken tenders or the chicken fried steak, something I can throw in the oven quick and easy, make a sandwich out of it, or just eat it, whatever. You know, straight up with a little sauce, or a little ranch, a little barbecue, whatever. And so, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, the pizzas. So I've switched over from eating DiGiorno's pizzas to Great Value brand Rising Crust pizzas for a lot of reasons. Number one, you know, they ain't going to have the best dough in the world, so it's not going to go poof like this. But I must say, for that to be a $4 or $5 pizza, I don't know what it is. I think it's like a $4.50 pizza or something for the Rising Crust. I got a pepperoni and 2 Supremes, and I've had a Supreme a couple of times. And I even versed it over a few days towards a DiGiorno's pizza. And I don't know about anybody else out there, but DiGiorno's pizzas are hit and miss as far as, oh my God, this is amazing, or oh my God, this is a soupy mess. What's wrong with the crust? I don't know if anybody else has run into that before with pizzas, frozen pizzas. But DiGiorno's is hit and miss. That's just bottom line. That's any of them, especially Supreme. It's just, man, the last time I cooked one, it says put it on the center rack, not on the thing. So I was like, you know what? This time I'm actually not going to put it on the pan. Because normally I'll put it on the pan even though it says not to. And it just sat there and it just dripped. I'm like, what the hell is that? Why is my pizza wet? And it just dripped. Just too much juice. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the frost content of it halfway defrosted and freezing. I don't know what's doing it. But I don't like it. But Great Value brand hasn't had that problem, so I've been buying those. So I got 3 of those. All right. And that normally will last, I don't know, a meal, 2 meals. For those, I'll eat, I don't know, half of it in one, maybe more than half. You know, put the other 2 in a Ziploc, take it to work, and snack on it there or whatever. And what else is going on? I think that was about it. And then everything else was just supplies, mayonnaise, 2 big old things of coffee. Because I've noticed the coffee situation's getting kind of grim also. The coffee situation's getting kind of grim. So I bought 2 big old things of Maxwell House coffee. The original roast is just what I like. I drink mine black, so I have to find one that I really like drinking black. It used to be it was Folgers, but Folgers changed something. I don't know what Folgers changed, but it's not the same. And other than that, just a bunch of supplies for the house. Paper towels, toilet paper, aluminum foil, body wash, deodorant, body spray, things like that. Mentholatum. So, in case we run out of that, because I got to have my mentholatum, man. This stuff right here is a lifesaver. Yes, indeed. Anyway. And a bunch of other stuff. But according to, and this afternoon, matter of fact, right before I started this vlog, I caught the update on what's going on from the governor here. And they are ramping up production and getting back to work in the poultry plants, beef plants, pork plants, all that other good stuff. So by next week, we should be getting back to an even kilter as far as the proteins are concerned, if you're a meat eater. All right, so hang in there, everybody. If you're having a shortage, just hang in there. Try to make what you have stretch. Go grab something else, get some other ideas. And maybe that's what this vlog today is about, is having ideas on shifting gears on maybe eating something you normally don't eat a whole lot of. And especially since, I'm going to tell you something. Now, for a single person or two people, that air fryer is well worth it. One reason why I don't like eating a lot of hamburger in the past is because even with an electric skillet, you don't want to pour out the grease immediately because it's so hot. Even though you run the water, you don't want to go outside. It's always raining that day or whatever the circumstance is. There's no convenient way to get rid of the grease. But in an air fryer, you can get your cooking done with a couple of burgers, whether it's 2 to 4, whatever. But it'll do 4 of them. I did a test on it before it actually gets up to that little rim on the grease, before you have to dump it. But what I was getting at is in the air fryer, when you cook your burgers, let it cool down to where it starts turning white. And then that, whenever it starts gelling up, you can just dump that straight in the trash can. And don't have to worry about it leaking all over the place, going through, eating the bag up, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if grease eats bags up or whatever, but that'd be the one time that you don't have enough paper and cardboard products in there, and it would just eat right through the plastic, which I'm sure happens. But yeah, that's another reason why I don't eat a whole lot of hamburger. And I'm trying to think of what else is going on with this before I end this. I mean, I can't think of anything notable that went on at the Walmart. Other than, even though it wasn't that busy, it was still busy for a Thursday. And I ended up rolling up out of there, I don't know, 11:30, 12 o'clock. And I did notice when I got back on the road, everybody's starting to wake up. Especially whenever I got on the interstate to come back over this way. Got off the exit, and it was like everybody got off of work. Woo! That road was full, because you could always tell it when you get off my exit. If you get in the right lane, there's 2 lanes that turn. And you get in the right lane and you can keep going after your light turns green, it's really not that busy. But you can tell it's busy whenever that traffic just sits there and the left lane keeps going, because there's another exit that goes back up and it always blocks off at that red light for some reason. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why it's pushed back like that. Is a horrible design as far as that turn in. So the right lane always fills up faster than the left lane, and it's a roll of the dice of how smooth it is. And that lane was full. Those people wasn't getting over. There's a lot of people out after 12 o'clock today. So all I can say is, people, be safe. If you're out in this, if you're getting out in this, especially with us winding down the apocalypse, don't go overboard whenever it comes to going out. Go grab your stuff, get back to the house, enjoy it. Enjoy this time with your families. Like I said in the very first one, you had them, take care of them. All right? Take care of your kids, your wife, your significant other. All right? Whatever. And enjoy this time, because it's going to be not too long from now. I can see by the end of this month, they're probably just going to say, hey, we're done. Woo! If you want to wear a mask, wear it. If not, let's get back to normal. Because I think we're at that point, for real. I think we're at the point where we need to go ahead, do the right thing. If you're feeling symptomatic, do the right thing. But otherwise, because a lot of old people out there don't care. There's a lot of old people in Walmart today on larks, limping, crutches, canes, and very few of them have masks on. So I think that we just need to let nature sort it out at this point. You know? We just need to let nature sort it out. And if it gets out of control, then sure, do something. Did they do the right thing? I don't know. We'll do a follow-up video on that whenever all this is over with, and we'll see. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, you're damned if you have an opinion. So, that's why I just started doing these. It's a craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun. And, hey, there you go. There's your daily ramble. And I need to make these a lot shorter. I'm never going to catch up with T2, man. Damn, he's got like 95 videos in queue. Woo! Keep it up. I don't know why. It's just a thing.